Good evening, happy Independence Anniversary and welcome to Weekend File. We are live in Abuja. Nigeria at 62, like any other country, has its checkered history, though a land of abundant natural and human resources with tremendous potentials. 1966 was a sore point, but the nation soon overcame it. By 1970, Nigeria was already unified with 12 states under one central government, and it has progressively reached 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Nigeria has since diversified its resources, mainstreaming everyone into the national economy. In the midst of this progress, there are challenges to nationhood ranging from politics, insecurity, religious and ethnic differences, and other issues affecting national trust and stability. However, decisive efforts are in progress in bonding the people faster, achieving national cohesion, and fast-tracking sustainable development. At the moment, majority of Nigerians are working towards a desired nation where equity, fairness, and justice become the guiding principles. And so tonight on Weekend File, we focus on Nigeria at 62, milestones, challenges, and prospects. We will bring you updates plus studio's discussion with General Ibrahim Haruna, the former Federal Commissioner for Information. I am Kene Ima Abodike. The news first. President Muhammadu Buhari has resolved to bequeath a sustainable democratic culture which will remain lasting, transparent, and guarantees free, fair, and credible elections in the country. This forms part of President Buhari's 62nd National Independence Anniversary celebrations. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari opened his 62nd Independence Anniversary address with gratitude to God and Nigerians who availed him the opportunity, support and confidence to serve as a Nigerian leader, acknowledging the fact that just like any other administration across the globe, Nigerian system is not different, experiencing since coming into office as the democratically elected president since 2015. The challenges of insecurity, particularly the insurgency in the northeast, militancy in the Niger Delta, ethnic and religious tensions in some parts of the country, as well as issues of corruption were among the serious threats to the nation's economy, which he pledged to tackle and strengthened by his commitment to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years.
He strengthened the institution for tackling corruption and also cultivated international support which aided the repatriation of huge sums of money illegally kept outside the country. The increasing number of prosecutions and convictions with associated refunds of large sums of money is still ongoing.
While tackling the economy, particularly the nation's economic recessions at the beginning of the administration, practical economic and fiscal policy measures have been put in place to ensure prudent financial management. This is in addition to the effective implementation of the single treasury account and cutting down on the cost of governance, the measures, the president said, aided the early exit from the recessions.
The administration removed several decades uncertainty for potential investors in the oil and gas sector with the passage of Petroleum Industrial Act 2021. This landmark legislation created opportunities for foreign investment in addition to improving transparency in the management of the sector.
President Buhari said the government under his watch has done a lot in agriculture. The series of incentives in micro, small and medium-scale enterprises resulting to creating millions of jobs through the central bank interventions such as Anchor Borrowers Program for Self-Sufficiency is a clear testimony. He added that information and communication technology, youth and women empowerment as well as the performing arts received a huge development strides. President Buhari also said his administration has invested heavily in education in both secondary and tertiary institutions. He used the opportunity to call on the striking academic staff union of universities to return to classrooms, while assuring them to deal with their contending issues within the limited resources available, adding that his administration will continue to source funds from within and outside the country for proper funding of the sector. The president also spoke on the achievements in the health sector as well as the smooth working relationship with the global community, which boosted the nation's foreign policy.
We have also improved our health facilities, especially during and after the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic, which attracted commendation of the global community.
The Nigerian leader also enumerated huge success recorded in the areas of ecological challenges, the development of infrastructure such as roads, railways, as well as job creation and employment generation, which led to poverty reduction, encapsulated in various national social investment programs such as the Power, trader money, market money, subsidized loans, and the conditional cash transfers.
All the aforementioned programs, along with various interventions by the National Social Investment Program, direct support to victims of flooding and other forms of disasters, have provided succor to the affected Nigerians. Fellow Nigerians, no matter what gains we make, without a good governance system anchored on electing credible leaders on the basis of free, fair, credible, and transparent election, our efforts will not be enough.
In the spirit of nationhood, the president is calling on all Nigerians to remain key players in dealing with the developmental issues for a more prosperous Nigeria. From the State House, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
Meanwhile, a repeat telecast of the President's Independence broadcast comes up at 10 o'clock on the network service of the NTA. All NTA stations are to hook up to the network service. Now, a colorful sight to behold at the Eagle Square, Abuja, as Nigeria's culture and military might on display in celebrating the country's 62 years of nationhood. Ismail Musa reports that President Muhammadu Buhari and other top government officials attended the event.
Nigeria's Eagles and Falcons converge on Eagle Square to once again celebrate history that set new agenda for contemporary Nigeria 62 years ago. And the man in the helm of affairs, President Muhammadu Buhari, made his last appearance in the long walk to nationhood amidst colorful display of military parades and hardwares.
This is the high point in the air display, a demonstration of the capacity of the Nigerian Air Force during distress call and for rapid response.
Nigeria's unity in diversity was at its peak as people reflect on the rich cultural heritage that changed the mood of October 1st, 1960, when the Union Jack bowed to the green-white flag. For some Nigerians, the celebration is not just about the progress made, but it's a proof that Nigeria has come to stay despite challenges of nationhood.
Today event has been impressed me a lot. When we look at the level of the cultural displays of the youth, we look at the parasuit, this signifies the unities of Nigerians and what our forefathers that fight for the independence of Nigerians have laid down for us. So we should join forces, all Nigerians, irrespective of their religions, tribes, and ethnicities. We should join forces together so that Nigeria will remain one.
My advice for the youth in becoming a good leader is to care for one another. Let's be united.
Let's look at much more that will unite us, and also what the level of appreciation will give. That's what will give us multiple more blessings and unite us much more.
The signing of the anniversary register signifies the end of the event. From the Eagle Square here in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Of course, attendance was high at Eagle Square, where citizens and members of the diplomatic community converged to mark Nigeria's 62nd independence anniversary with the usual pomp. Defense correspondent Najatu Tijani brings us highlights of the colorful event.
Marching onto the parade ground heralds the beginning of the celebration activities for the Independence Day celebrations proper.
Their smart uniforms and gait attract Nigerians from all walks of life, wearing the national colors and expressing gratitude for peace and progress, as well as hope for a better future.
At this point, to have a female gubernatorial candidate, and I'm really hoping this time around she can win. You know, I feel like we have so many milestones to hit, and I am hopeful that at this point in our history we'll begin to do even more and excel even further.
And no matter Nigeria has got a lot of challenges, we thank God we are still standing.
Even the horses on parade are deliberately selected for this patriotic duty.
I'm the veterinarian for the horses that are participating in this parade. Well, as you can see, they are white and beautiful. They are very clean. Each horse has a name, and they are trained to be disciplined on the parade ground.
Members of the diplomatic community show solidarity in their numbers. Meanwhile, a naturalized Nigerian wows onlookers.
First of all, it's a blessed country, and we're praying for peace. We're praying for peace. Once we can tackle insecurity and we can tackle education.
Let's look into characters of persons. Those who are aspiring to lead us, let's look into their characters.
One of the major themes that cropped up was strength in unity, which is actually this year's theme, which we saw displayed during the parade. The armed forces of Nigeria is made up of almost every tribe you can think of. All 774 local government areas of the country are actually represented in the Nigerian military. So
the parade is over, but the work of patriotic duty to the fatherland still continues. Najatu Tijani, NTA News.
And being patriotic to one's country is something that is expected of all, but the story of Dibal Ayel Wandali, popularly called Mr. Nigeria in the Far Biu local government area in southern Borno, is exceptional, as the patriot customized every aspect of his life for over 40 years in the green, white, green national colors. Let's follow Umaru Kirawa for more revealing and interesting narratives about the true patriots and unsung hero who epitomizes a deep sense of loyalty and devotion to his nation.
For the first time, I embarked on a journey to the far hinterland on the apex of the Rocky Plateau, is Biu Town, headquarters of Biu local government area of Borno State, over 200 kilometers drive from Maiduguri, the state capital, on a mission to meet the unique personality called Mr. Nigeria. Virtually everything is green, white, green, from his bicycle, cars, wristwatch, mobile phone cover. Interior decorations of the house, including the bedroom fittings, were also not left behind, as they are also colorfully painted in the Nigerian national colors.
This thing has been my dream. Well, whatever I become in this country, I will take my country apart.
We had an extensive discussion where Dibal Arhel Wandali, a medical laboratory professional, popularly called Mr. Nigeria, took time to explain the genesis behind promoting the Nigerian nation and how he started the movement as a student in Bulgaria, Europe.
They normally organize Independence Day for Nigerian students. The green and white yard was spread on the table. So that infuriated me so much. I had to walk out, but people didn't know why. So it was then and then I said, okay, if people didn't know the value of this country, then I will have to take it up.
Mr. Nigeria believes strengthening the younger generation with the love of the country for better and stronger Nigeria in the Committee of Nations is the best way to brighten the potentials of the country.
If I have money after retirement, I would like to form an association of patriotic Nigerians.
He loved his country very well because he said that whether it's nice or not nice, it's his country.
Unveiling of Mr. Nigeria, which coincided with the nation's 62nd birthday, is the beginning of a new culture for the development of a deep sense of national consciousness.
Talking about feeling of nationalism and devotion, it is not only the paintings of the house and furnitures of Dibal Wandali, popularly called Mr. Nigeria, that will capture your attention in far-away view, but he also acts Nigeria, which according to many sends a message of patriotism and hope for better Nigeria. From Biu, Umaru Kirawa, NTA News.
Let's now tell you that the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, has sent a cable of congratulations to President Muhammad Buhari of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on the anniversary of his country's Independence Day. The custodian of the two holy mosques expressed his best felicitations and wished the president constant good health and happiness, and the government and friendly people of Nigeria steady progress and prosperity. There will be more reports after the break. Stay with us.
Excuse me, what going on? They don't go be style our customer. Everybody pay attention. See, now globally it's a 10x. Now he might take tension my customers. When they dash me 10 times the credit when I load. When you me double data join. So with 1.5 give on the box, so you may enjoy up to 15,000 naira credit and data. And I say I never finish you. See, I say we enjoy. When I join globally, it's a 10x. When I go get 1,000 naira welcome credits, you just carry your phone, dial *777#. You don't win. When I stay there, if I'm looking for growth, this said now growth they find. Now growth they go. So
enjoy 10 times the value of your recharge on Glow Berekete 10X. You also get 1,000 naira for calls and data and double data bonus on your subscription.
The Registrar Chief Executive, National Examinations Council, Professor Dantani Ibrahim Wushishi, on behalf of the governing board, management and staff, heartily felicitates His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and citizens on this auspicious occasion of the 62nd Independence Anniversary. Mr. President, we are proud to be associated with the success of your administration, especially your tremendous support to NECO as the largest indigenous national examination body in the country. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Signed, Professor Dantani Ibrahim Wushishi, Registrar Chief Executive, National Examinations Council.
It depends you, it depends us, it depends everybody. Yes, but what? Not shit, scatter, come out, it no go suffer. This one they talk, and make them go if they won't go. This one they talk, we go come out, we go. This one say, make we scatter, make we burn, make we do everything. When you scatter finish, where you go? Okay, you go take private jet, carry your family go. But make I ask you, what about your uncle, mama, auntie, brother, sister? What about them? Remember, no throw stone for market. You don't know whether the stone go touch your own person. If the two will go come out from your mouth, you go fit gather us together as one people. Shut up. Please, war no get friend. You don't know language, you don't know anything. So if our brigade too much, make we sit down at the table of dialogue. Nigeria na my own, Nigeria na your own, Nigeria na our own. Make we come together, keep them together.
On behalf of the government and good people of Imo State, I, Senator Hope Uzodinma, Governor of Imo State, heartily felicitate with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, and the Nigerians on the joyful occasion of the country's 62nd Independence Anniversary. In particular, I especially celebrate ordinary Nigerians whose incredible resilience and patience in the face of daunting challenges have kept our country moving and also kept hope alive in the unity of our beloved nation. I therefore use the auspicious occasion of his anniversary to call on Nigerians, especially in the Igbo, to continue to support both the federal and state governments in their sincere commitment to re-engineer the nation for a better future for all. Happy Independence Anniversary, Nigeria and Nigerians. Long live Nigerians. Long live Igbo. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Senator Hope Uzodinma, Governor of Imo State.
The Duke of Shemulu Productions, in conjunction with the National Group of Nigeria, presents Sadauna. Truth, belief,
Sacrifice. A stage play on the first and only premiere of Northern Nigeria, the iconic Sir Amadu Bello. Written by Professor Ahmed Yerima, with the command performance at 4:30 p.m. on the 2nd of October and the second show on the 3rd of October 2022 at the Complex Hall, Transco Hotel Abuja. Tickets are available at Kilimanjaro Maitama, the Abuja Suya, Adid Restaurant on Noor Mosque, or online at aruatickets.com. For more information, Mr. Downer is sponsored by Mr. Downer, Truth, Beauty, Sacrifice.
Bye, Mom. He's going to play in this weather. Why did you let him go? He might fall ill. And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with germ defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of germs. Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol soap.
Welcome back. The All Progressives Congress APC has commended the great architects of Nigeria's independence for their labor and tenacious faith in the transformative power of freedom that gave birth to a nation founded on unity, peace, and collective aspiration. The party, in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary Felix Moka, expressed confidence that the country's finest hour is yet ahead. The APC hopes that the tireless sacrifices of members of the armed forces and other security agencies in the defense and protection of the lives and property of the citizens will continue to be inspiring. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu says the occasion of Nigeria's 62nd independence anniversary is one that should not forget the struggles of those founders and nationalists who devoted themselves to making the dream of an independent and proud Nigeria a reality. The statement asks that the anniversary of the country's independence offers Nigerians the opportunity to take stock of how far we have come as a nation and how far we must go to achieve a better nation. Tinubu commended President Muhammadu Buhari and his administration for their patriotic efforts in the service of the nation. Similarly, Director General, National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, Kuru, Professor Ayo Omotayo felicitates with Nigeria and Nigerians on the historic 62nd anniversary. The institute knows that there is no doubt Nigeria has come a long way in the sustenance of this independence, and the march to nationhood government at all levels have contributed in different ways in fostering unity and peace among the diverse people of Nigeria. As Nigeria celebrates another independence, the NIPS DG calls on all Nigerians to put aside their differences and use the forthcoming general elections in 2023 to elect credible and capable leaders to steer the affairs of the country. As the apex think tank of the country, the National Institute is convinced that in spite of all challenges facing the country, the collective efforts and desire are ingredients of hope that the future is bright. The Federal Road Safety Corps, on its part, urges Nigerians to embrace safety ideals, imbibe positive driving behavior, and adhere to all traffic rules and regulations as they celebrate Nigeria at 62. The acting Corps Marshal Dauda Alibiu, who made the call, also stressed on the necessity of having a crash-free celebration. As Nigeria marks its 62nd independence anniversary, the Presidential Enabling Business and Environment Council celebrated Nigeria's independence in a special way with hope for ease of doing business in a more productive manner. Omenka Amarachukwu reports.
These are young Nigerian entrepreneurs celebrating the country's independence anniversary in a fashion that keeps hope alive for a robust economy. For some of them, the ease of doing business has inspired them with opportunities and confidence in exploring various trade platforms for self-sufficiency. From Vienna, Special Advisor to the President on Ease of Doing Business, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, believes that event will offer Nigerians the opportunity to showcase their enterprising skills.
This is to showcase the reforms of the PEBEC over the last 6 years so that Nigerians can know what the government has been doing for them. There have been a lot of reforms. We know that there's problems and issues with the business climate, but there's so many reforms that have been done. You saw yourself from business registration, automated, it takes 2 days, to visa on arrival, which also takes 48 hours. You saw the small claims court where a litigant can, a complainant can self-represent. So we have a number of reforms. I wanted the public to know. We also wanted to celebrate Independence Day and to ensure that everybody can have hope and joy.
The event, which commemorates the nation's anniversary, is a reminder on the need to be productive in the days that lies ahead. In Abuja, Omeka Machu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the dream of nationalists for an egalitarian society would not be allowed to die, but must be pursued to bequeath legacies of prosperity to the coming generations. This is part of the anniversary statewide broadcast by Governor Muhammadu Yahaya of Gombe State as Nigeria celebrates 62 years of nationhood, while Gombe State commemorates 26 years of her creation. Emmanuel Akila reports.
The statewide broadcast by Governor Muhammad Yahaya reflects on the struggle by nationalists for Nigeria's independence and for the creation of Gombe State. The governor appreciates the contribution of past leaders towards the growth and development of Nigeria and Gombe State in particular, pointing out that his administration in the past 3.5 years embarked on people's-oriented projects, from revamping the health sector, transformation of the education sector, provision of roads to link all the hinterlands with the state capital, revolution in agriculture to human capital empowerment and security of lives and property, among others.
We demonstrated how our relentless march towards progress relies on 3 major attributes: our unity in diversity, the amazing resourcefulness of our hard-working people, and the spirit of continuity in governance. It is my great honor to witness this important milestone as a governor and to lead Gombe into a new era of progress and prosperity.
Governor Muhammad Yahaya assured of a level playing ground for all political parties to operate as the country approaches an election year. However, cautioning that all political activities must be done in accordance with the law. Deputy Governor Manasseh Daniel Jato reviews the Independence Parade at the Pantami Stadium in Gombe. Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
Borno State government joined other states of the Federation and Nigerians at home and in diaspora to celebrate the nation's 62nd year independence anniversary for the first time in 12 years with the return of peace to the state. The occasion held at the Ramal Square, Maiduguri, had in attendance the Deputy Governor Umar Usman Karafo, Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Ibn Umar Garbai El Kanemi, as well as a representative of Chadian President, Consul General Usman Ali. Mohammed Goni reports.
The second year independence anniversary celebration commenced in Borno with inspection of guard by Borno State Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur, who stood in for Governor Zulum, after which he reviews the march past featured by officers and men of the Nigerian State Command. The police mobile force also added color to the occasion with performance of agreed techniques being applied in dispersing crowd and other social unrest. Governor Bagana Umar Zulum used the occasion to pay tributes to the country's founding fathers for their sacrifices in attainment of nationhood and urged all to ensure that their sacrifices are not in vain, and further noted President Muhammadu Buhari's strong commitment to indivisibility of Nigerian nation. The governor also harped on the need for unity and peaceful coexistence as the 2023 general elections approach, and reiterated commitment to improving lives of the citizenry in the state through improved security, provision of quality education, affordable and accessible healthcare service, job creation for the youth, water supply, as well as rehabilitation and voluntary resettlement of displaced communities, among others. Secretary to the State Government Usman Jiddeshua, represented by the Permanent Secretary Administration Danjuma Ali, noted Governor Zulum's relentless efforts in repositioning the state through the 25-year development plan and the 10-year strategic initiative, as well as his commitment and that of the military to ending the insurgency. In Maiduguri,
October 1st is not only significant to Nigerians but also to older persons around the world. Today, the world celebrates the International Day of Older Persons, recognized by the United Nations General Assembly to encourage and draw attention to challenges and stereotypes faced by older persons. Ruth Aguele reports.
As October 1 is historical for Nigerians, celebrating the independence anniversary, so also is the day globally recognized as special for older persons. The International Day of Older Persons was established to give older persons an opportunity to be heard, seen, and catered for, as it is their right. Acknowledging its mandate to protect the rights of older persons and ensure they live a dignified life, the National Senior Citizen Center is taking steps to change the narrative for older persons in the country, with focus on the theme, resilience of older women in a changing world.
Because when you talk about resilience, you are saying that they passed through threats and distresses and trauma. And with what we have on ground, we should not be talking about resilience. We should be talking about empowerment. Empower them.
Grace Samuel is one out of many older persons who needs care, especially at 92.
I praise my God see they give me small power. Tomorrow when government to do for we old people, how to help us.
Now, a group of experts are working, also supported by the UN, to help us and all our experts in Nigeria to develop policy guidelines concerning care. Under our health and social care, we just trained master trainers. We are developing a pool of certified trainers that will now deploy.
The resilient nature of these older persons that has yielded empowerment is expected to bring hope for a dignified life, even as Nigerians hope for a brighter future. In Abuja, Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
It's time for another break on Weekend File. We'll be back shortly.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial *777# to select your Glow Data plan.
The National Union of Road Transport Workers has been involved in the process of advancement of the growth and development of Nigeria and is united as one. As Nigeria celebrates this independence anniversary, the national president, Alhaji Tajuddin Ibikunle Barowa, celebrates with the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, Nigerians and members of the Union as we celebrate this remarkable day that made us one nation. The Union prays for peace and unity as we grow as a nation and calls on members to uphold the unity of the nation, better and stronger together.
Happy 62nd Independence Day, Nigeria.
Crude oil theft, illegal refining of petroleum products, vandalism of pipelines, sea piracy, kidnapping for ransom, militancy and environmental degradation are amongst the potent threats in the southern of Nigeria. Accordingly, Operation Delta Safe is being conducted in the south and parts of the southeast geographical zone to protect the nation's oil and gas industries, which is the mainstay of Nigeria's economy.
This message is brought to you from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Thank you for staying on Weekend File. In 1960, Nigeria got her independence from British colonial rule. 62 years down the lane, the West African giant has obviously made significant progress in all ramifications. In this report, Adebola Bruskley Sunday takes a look at some of the socio-economic achievements made so far.
Sides of the coin in terms of successes and challenges. A critical view of the past 62 years shows that the Fourth Republic, which began in 1999, has been Nigeria's golden era in terms of economic and social indicators.
We've made some losses and had some gains. Definitely we are not where we used to be at independence. We have actually developed. We've been ahead in terms of infrastructure.
We must have a new brand, a new breed of not just leaders, even followers, because it's not just about the leadership, even the followers. So that if we don't have that new breed coming forth, we may dwell so long in the wilderness.
Since the kickoff of the Fourth Republic, many reforms that have increased Nigeria's self-governance at all levels through its engine room, civil and public service, have been instituted.
Through digitalization, we have reduced corruption. We have reduced ghost workers in the system. We have improved speed of delivering service. We have improved transparency.
Nigeria has always seemed like an impossibility with the country's viability as a multi-ethnic and multi-religious state. Despite the perception, the country has remained one and indivisible.
With our strength, energy, and the strong spirit of that Nigerian that we have, we'll surmount all our problems and we'll be stronger together.
Lucky me, I was born 1st of October and Nigeria is 62, and I believe by the time I will be 62, there will be a better Nigeria.
Over the years, Nigeria has taken steps to reduce its reliance on oil by investing in agriculture and has articulated economic programs for other sectors.
The science of modern biotechnology practice has actually helped us in Nigeria.
The biggest achievement, analysts say, is the successful transition to a democracy that brought voice that can be heard every day to Nigeria and hope with a clear view of possibilities. Adebola Brooksland, NTA News.
General Ibrahim Haruna, former Federal Commissioner for Information, a lawyer and chairman of Festac 77, joins us in the studio. General Haruna, thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you very much.
And a happy independence anniversary to you.
Thank you.
What is your appraisal of Nigeria 62 years onwards?
Well, I have a lot of impression and experiences. I've come through serving the military, commanding as GSC during the Civil War, and I had the opportunity during the military government to be a commissioner, now minister, called Minister for Information and Culture, and I chairman Nigeria's participation in 1977. So from 1975 to 77, I was on non-military duty as military appointee to head a civil department, civil service department, the ministry. But looking back for 62 years, I think one can easily summarize that from 1960 we had independence from the colonial British masters, an experience we went through from the amalgamation of 1914, and from there on 1960 I was commissioned from the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst in 1961 September after rigorous training, all the short and the Royal Military Academy. Of course, what I remember very briefly, our political experience, we had turmoils in the 1960s with regards to election, and we had passed from being a Commonwealth member headed by the Queen to a republic in 1963. But then, because of the configuration of our federalism, the center was very difficult to hold because of the divisions among the leading politicians, Zika, Wolo, Sadana. Elections were very volatile. However, that experience had led to dissatisfaction, then military intervention, then the Civil War, then after the Civil War, an attempt to recapture the dreams of our founding fathers. We've been going through that, those experiences, hoping that we will realize democracy as the basic tenets of our governance. And through that, we have had changes of structures from from 3 regional, subsequently 4 regional governments. But because of our dissatisfaction with it, we had to go to 12 states, 19 states, now 36 states with the federal
capital territory.
We are still not really solidly satisfied, but one will expect some stability in the political, social, and economic activities of the country. As a result, I think that we have had opportunities in developing democracy since 1999, and since then we have been inching forward. We are now at a threshold of a general election, giving us another opportunity to reassess our electoral election system, the configuration or the makeup of our political structures and entities, and the leadership which we expect to carry us forward through the next expectations of our democratic experience. I think this threshold must remember that we have been bedeviled by so many torturing experiences which we must learn to avoid. And I think that the leadership will do well not to see leadership of the country as a musical chair where people will take opportunities which they will take to further what our hated experiences of corruption, lack of objectivity, and lack of self-growth. To that extent, one can say we have certain failures, certain sufferings, but we have now a gathering of educated, enlightened men and women who can put things together to move the country forward.
Amidst all these, unity and diversity seem to have gained tremendous momentum going forward. Now, how do we, make it more solid as we look forward to many more years as a nation?
Well, we know the mistakes of the past, and we know the ingredients that have promoted these mistakes. Some of the mistakes have been advanced by reasons of some segments wanting to dominate the political and economic sphere, and and we have had struggles for power, political power, and which has been tainted by corruption and by failure of good governance. And I think that looking forward, we should ask our leaders to mobilize our inherent resources for the good of all and for the solidification of the diversities which we have of resources, including human and natural resources, and to remember that our unity in diversity is not really our creation. Nature has been created with diversities that we have all been endowed by God Almighty from creation with human qualities. And I think that we should not see diversity as a defect. Diversity is in the nature of human existence, and the desire to mold unity has always been a continuous challenge to humanity. And these challenges bring into us the right forms of sentiments and emotions and compassion which we must share in order to make the human civilization progressive.
We'll talk some more, General Haruna.
Thank you.
You're watching Weekend File. Time for another break. So stay with us.
Good morning, Nigeria. Year after year, they have been taught, educated, and entertained of when we needed information, knowledge, or escape.
From generation to generation, the Nigerian broadcasting industry has worked tirelessly to serve you.
And now, this service will finally be recognized. This November, broadcasters all over Nigeria will gather for the maiden edition of the Nigerian Broadcasting Awards, an award ceremony set to reward hard work and unflinching excellence in the broadcast media. We have served and are still serving. It's time to say thank you. This award is organized by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria. For more details, log on to www.tnawards.ng and follow social media handles at TN Awards.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency. No.
The name Lagos resonates when reference is made to the historical background of Nigeria's attainment of nationhood on the 1st of October 1960. It was at a famous race course renamed Tafawa Balewa Square that the country received her Freedom Charter from the representative of the late Queen of England, and the first Prime Minister Abubakar Tafawa Balewa officially pronounced the country as an independent nation. Annie Daniels relieves some of the memories of Lagos, not just as the erstwhile political capital of Nigeria, but also her critical role as British colony.
Lagos, known as Eko before the incursion of the British, has its checkered history and continues to be relevant. On the 6th of August 1861, Lagos was annexed, declared a British colony on the 5th of March 1862, and between 1890 and 1897, the colony established a protectorate over most Yoruba land. 3 years after, southern Nigeria emanated from both colony and protectorate in 1906, paving way for Lagos to become the capital of the colony
and Directorate of Nigeria in 1914. The city was notable for struggles of nationalists to break the chains of colonialism on soil of Nigeria. Therefore, the Declaration of Independence in Lagos carried a significant weight and a landmark of the united voice of Nigerian forebearers.
I remember, those periods of disagreement among the people on the issue of slave trade, on the British. Some were supporting the British, the others were not supporting them, and of course they had better weaponry and better tactics and all that. They were quick to suppress the locals.
The activism of people like Sir Herbert Macaulay. Sir Herbert Macaulay was an engineer, he was a surveyor, he was a musician, he was an architect, and those are the people that set the tone founding the first political party in Nigeria.
And as the 2023 general elections approaches, I want to enjoin every one of us to focus on issues and refrain from politics of division.
The optimism is high that Nigeria can attain an enviable height if the citizens see themselves as one. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
We still have General Ibrahim Haruna, former Federal Commissioner for Information, with us in the studio. General, from the wealth of experience, of course, as a nation, we will get to our desired nationhood someday. But how would you advise the teeming generation of young Nigerians, most of whom are beginning to feel dissatisfied about the future?
Well, I think that our youth of nowadays don't seem to have been ingrained in the history of the sufferings their predecessors have gone through and the legacy that they will duly deserve. Not long ago, literacy, educational level, was as bad as what we say today. Nigeria is the center of poverty. They seem not to appreciate the fact that the challenges that faces them are challenges that are inherent in today's modern civilization, and they ought to train themselves, acquire the skills that are relevant, that allow them to be productive in the economic system. What bedevils the whole situation is the level of corruption and the expectations of entitlement. I think that the situation must change such that people will believe in their own level and their benefits, and that such will be equitable in society that they live in.
General Haruna, we want to thank you immensely for coming on Weekend File tonight. Thank you indeed.
Thank you.
We were speaking with the former Federal Commissioner for Information, a lawyer and chairman of Festac 77, General Ibrahim Haruna, on Weekend File tonight. Up next is Sports Update with Enojo Adipu.
With the